And we use high-altitude ballooning. So we call them stratolites. So you can think of them as a satellite, except instead of being at 100 miles above the surface of the Earth, we are down at 20 miles, or even a little lower than that, maybe 10 miles above the surface of the Earth, and doing everything that you can think of doing with a satellite, except instead of whizzing across our heads at 17,500 miles an hour, we're literally just floating on the top of the atmosphere, which is, as you said, the stratosphere, and actually can stay in one place right there as well.
And what is the benefit of being able to stay in one place, having that constancy?
Right. So when you think about, in your program today, you've been talking about satellites and launches. So, there's several benefits of being in the stratosphere. One is with the kind of vehicle that we fly, you don't actually need any of that rocketry to begin with, right? So rockets go away, you come up under your own steam, you use buoyancy to get up to the top of the atmosphere, and hanging out there, now you can think of it as, for example, a cell tower in the sky. So for remote locations, or if you have a disaster somewhere, a natural disaster, you can pop up a satellite to now have communications right over that area, just hanging out over the spot that you need it.
Jane, how long does it stay up for? And what keeps it up? Is it heat and sunlight that does something to the helium at that height?
Well, so it's buoyancy. We can keep it up there for months at a time. Our goal is a year. 6 months is relatively straightforward. Getting to a year is a bit more challenging because it's a very harsh environment for UV, and so it starts to break the materials down. So we have to work on that a bit. But other than that, we think we can get to a year fairly straightforward.
But what do you mean by buoyancy? Like, what do you mean by like it's not lighter?
Yeah,
how is it lighter than air?
Think of it like this. You know when you have a glass of water and you have all this ice that's floating along on the top of the water. So the ice is more buoyant than the water. It actually floats on the top of the water. So we're doing the same thing. We're lighter. It's like when you're in a swimming pool and you fill your lungs with air. The air in your lungs is lighter than the water around you. So you just naturally rise to the surface.